Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're going to be discussing the topic of, do you really have to risk your money while getting your E-2 visa? At the end of this video, you'll be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go. Alright guys, before we proceed, please smash that like button if you like my videos, if you want to immigrate to the States and you want to get only the best content among other immigration attorneys on YouTube. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, to my Instagram and to my TikTok, where we post a lot of good material that will help you to understand what's going on with the immigration system, which is very complicated. Today we have a pretty narrow topic about this video. This is for people with intermediate level of understanding and advanced level of understanding this visa. And more specifically, we are talking about E-2 visa, and your money at risk is one of the criteria for this visa. In other words, if we cannot show that your money has been put at risk when you invested into the business, in your startup, or into purchasing an existing business, that means we won't get an approval for your E-2 visa. And I always say that before we can file your petition, we have to spend at least 60, maybe up to 80% of your money that you have invested. So let's say you want to invest $200,000 and you need to spend at least $120 to $160, right? So between these two amounts into the business, meaning you have to buy equipment, rent an office, do advertising, do websites, maybe hire someone, maybe buy goods, depending what kind of business you're doing. You have to spend that money, and we need to attach those spendings to show it to the consular officer or to the immigration officer if you're changing your status here in the States. So that's one of the things that scare a lot of people, and I understand why. Stanislav, we're going to spend $150, and then we go to the embassy and the consular officer denies our petition. We lost at least some of the money. This is the fear that has to be present, because without that, we'll definitely get a denial. Without showing that we may lose that money if we get a denial, it's kind of circle logic, but that's what the immigration officer or the consulate officer want to see. They want to see that you already committed your money to this enterprise. And without that, there is no approval. But the whole purpose of this video is to give you the really cool insight how you can not really avoid the risk, but make it less risky, or maybe negate it at all in some circumstances. For example, and maybe negate it in some circumstances almost to zero. So, and I'll be talking about escrow account or trust account. What is escrow or trust account? This is a bank account that's owned by someone who plays a role of a middleman in certain transactions. For example, if you want to purchase a house in Aventura, you're a buyer and there's a seller, and there's always be an escrow account involved where you transfer your money until all the paperwork is set up and prepared and checked and everything is good to go. After you sign all the paperwork, you get the title for the house, the seller gets the money from the escrow account. So escrow is like third independent party that basically helps you to deal your dealing, to execute your contract. So same thing with the E-2 visa. It's best used when you purchase an existing business. You can sign a three-way contract between the seller, yourself, and the escrow account. You put your money to the escrow account, the seller puts the title to the assets or to the company in the escrow account, and we use that contract, that escrow, to show to the immigration officer that your money has been put in risk, because in that contract, it's going to say once we get an approval for E-2, the seller gets the money, you get the assets or the company. It's conditioned on your approval of E-2 visa. So this is an amazing tool, instrument to use, where we can negate your possible denial on the level of a consulate or on the level of USCIS. So this is a great tool we always use if we can. Also, if you don't purchase the existing business, but rather you wanna set up your own company and spend 60 to 80% to show your investment is done, you can do it the same way, especially if you're dealing with the goods. You can purchase the goods through the escrow with your vendors, right? So let's say you want to purchase, this is a nice Mont Blanc pen, I don't know, maybe you want to sell cheap pens, but you want to buy thousands and thousands of them. And you sign a contract with the vendor that you're going to spend $100,000 and purchase the pens. But if you get the approval for your E-2 visa, of course, you still have to have an office. In most of the times, you have to maybe buy some equipment, maybe you need to rent additional space. And in case of denial, you probably lose some of that money, but you're not gonna get a lot of damage, right? When you order the pens and they arrived and you get a denial and there you go. Now you're sitting with the 100,000 value in pens and you cannot sell them, right? So you're gonna get a lot of damage from that. So you may use escrow trust account in both, in your own startup for E-2 visa and also with the purchasing of existing business or its assets. And my company also has an escrow account, and oftentimes the clients use my escrow account because they trust me, they trust my company. And of course, when we do that, everything goes smooth. And once we get an approval, the money goes to the seller, you get whatever you bought, if it's a business, if it's an asset, if it's goods, and everybody is happy. So you have to use that tool, that instrument when you can, and that's gonna help you to negate the criterion of risk. If you think that you qualify for E-2 visa, and I'll remind you, it's a 100K plus investment in a startup or an existing business of clean money. The money where we can show the origin of that money. So you can go in the description of this video and fill out the questionnaire that I prepared for you in order to get a free analysis of your case. So to get a free evaluation of your case, fill out the questionnaire below this video and I'll get back to you within 48 hours. Smash the like button if you find this video valuable. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and my TikTok, so we could be connected on all the platforms. This was Stanislav Shamayev, the lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.